it's fine, whatever.
Yeah,
Good
hey.
morning.
That's our podcast motto for this show is it's fine, whatever.
It's fine. We'll figure it out.
We have some very dedicated fans to a show who the two hosts' motto is it's fine, whatever. The one thing we're not it's fine, whatever about is just making sure we at least do the show every week and put it out.
That's true.
In somewhat of a timely manner.
Hey, damn it, do we show up? You know what I mean?
We do.
In some
and
capacity.
that is literally the one thing that when we started this, we're like, we have to take this part seriously, which is we have to do it every week.
We were just like, if we show up, that counts. Everything else will figure itself out. And we've really taken on that philosophy.
We've been showing up. Golly, man, hey. We're slowly but surely coming up on a year.
What? Are we?
We started this in like October now.
Did we?
And it's midway through May.
You could be right. I have no idea. I haven't looked.
I think we started it like at the beginning of basketball season. So like maybe it was closer to November. Yeah. Maybe we're further out than I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. Once you get past 3 months of doing a podcast, you're like, I think we've done a year. I think this is.
I was gonna say. I do this too, where like if it's anything even close to 6 months in my mind, I'm like, hey, it's probably about a year. We're like coming up on a year.
Yeah. Oh man, I do that. I've definitely done that with like relationships. I've been like, oh yeah, we've been dating for like at least like 10 months, and it's like we've been dating for 5 months. Like
I do
maybe.
It's so funny. I do the exact same thing. Just round up so much on every month estimate for no reason. For
anything with time. Reason. I'm like, dude, that was like a year ago. It's like, dude, that was in January. That was the same year of now.
Huh.
Yeah, you don't say.
No.
You don't say.
Yeah, time is a, conundrum. I don't know. I was trying to do something cool.
Time is a conundrum.
I don't know. I was trying to.
It's a big issue. People are saying it's a big issue. It is early. We're ripping this thing early. Connor's got to get on a plane to Oklahoma pretty soon. Oh, dude, my dream last night. You were in it.
Whoa. Let's go.
Yeah. I had a dream that you were like, oh, yeah, dude. Like, I go, yeah. You said that I was like, I think you had a show somewhere, and I went to see your show. And like, I'm headed home to like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wait. You're headed. That's in Mississippi. I was like, you live in Mississippi? You're like, yeah, I go back and forth between like California and Mississippi. And I was like,
okay,
like, dude, that's like an hour and a half away from me.
Yeah,
it's like that's sick. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
Cool.
You thought we were close. You had a dream that we were closer. That's so nice.
I know.
Look at that. That's so sweet. You had a dream that your friend lived closer to you.
I know. It'd be pretty cool. I would say that was I wish that was the main focus of the dream. The main focus was actually somewhat of like a Naruto, like battling other shinobi and whatnot.
You had a shonen dream?
Yeah, pretty much. I ended up like going. We all kind of took our own one-on-one matchups in this little battle that was on like a waterside wharf of sorts, and a pier, some would say, and I ended up fighting the sorcery type guy, and I ended up just beating the absolute shit out of one of his puppets because he's the puppet master.
Right,
Yakatsuki. Yeah.
You had a wharf battle dream. That's crazy.
I know. What's the difference between a pier and a wharf? And why does one of them sound so much dirtier?
Couldn't tell you, but something about wharf.
Wharf.
It just sounds. Yeah, we were at the wharf.
You're a letter away from wart. You're getting real close to wart.
Or like barf. It's like a mix. It's like if you were to mix barf and wart. Who is like? Look at this beautiful coastal area. Everyone's hanging out, and there's shops, and there's maybe an arcade or a roller coaster or a Ferris wheel, perhaps. And they go, you know what this reminds me of is a barf wart. We're at the wharf. Wharf is like the sound your cat makes when they're getting a hairball up.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of my cat,
nuts. Yeah.
He started meowing. I knew I had to be up early, but he started meowing at like 6 a.m. From like 6 to 7:30. He was just meow, meow. meow. And I yelled, "Shut up!" from my bed. And whenever I do that, and I do that every once in a while because he will meow a lot, he just jumped up and then he started standing on me and meowing. And I just sat up slowly, grabbed him, and just threw him across the room. Not hard or violently, but I tossed him a good distance.
Well, anyway, that's
hit the ground.
Yeah.
And then he just chilled out, and I slept,
dude,
from then until recently.
My girlfriend's cat, she has 2 cats, but one of them, Merlin. Oh no, it's his food. Never mind. I was about to actually yell at one of the cats. I thought he was eating her food. He's not. But one of the cats, her name is Mila, and she has like a scream meow. Like it doesn't sound like a meow. It's like it sounds like she smokes cigarettes. Like
I've heard these cats
very,
meow.
Like, raspy, like high pitched, like scream. Yeah. Like it's like you hear it and you're like, oh God, is she all right? And that dude, she'll hit us with that at 6:30 every morning. And it's like, dude, sometimes I'll open my eyes and she's just like here. like I literally hear it and like open my eyes and she's in my face, like staring at me in my face, screaming top of her lungs. And it's, if you move an inch in the morning, like if they have any inkling that you're awake,
if you stir,
dude,
you know what's funny, man?
You're up now. Sucks.
He didn't used to do that quite as much until I started getting him treats and giving them to him in the morning. And now he's like, this is what we do. And if you don't do it, then I'm going to freak out.
Yeah. I've been trying to talk my girlfriend into because usually she does, like, she gives their kibble and then she'll give them like a little treat in the morning food. And that's like how they start their day, and then they can kind of eat their kibble throughout the day. And I was like, I think we got to reverse this and play it a little different. I think we got to go just kibble in the AM and then hit him with like a lunchtime,
or like nighttime treats. Dude, it's just so it's going to take so long to get a cat. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's so tough to get a cat out of a routine, man.
Yeah.
Like
they're very regimented. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because their whole life is just like, I sleep until someone gives me food. Like that is.
Yeah. When I lived in Charlotte, I used to, every once in a while, I let my cat like outside of my apartment and just let him like go in the little porch area that I had, or just because he was curious, and like just let him see what's out there.
He wouldn't take off and go explore.
No, and I'd be out there too. I just hang out with him for like 10 minutes or so.
I like the idea of like, I'd be out there like you could catch a cat that's trying to run away. Like if he started jumping,
if you really wanted to get away, like
you scale a wall and you're like, I was out there.
To be fair, he doesn't have any front claws.
Oh, so he's a little limited.
He's not really like climbing trees.
Yeah.
Excuse me. First podcast yawn. I don't know if I've ever yawned on this pod before.
Oh, I have. I talk a lot. I yawn.
Yeah. It means you're not getting enough oxygen.
Yeah. It's because I'm expelling. You know what I mean? I'm not breathing in enough because I'm just rambling.
Let's talk more about this.
Yeah.
Let's talk more about when yawns.
Let's talk more about yawning and oxygen and the intricacies of the human brain and sort of the ecosystem that lives within us all.
Funny thing I wanted to mention real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, I just wanted to take 1 second to say good morning to chat because we have a couple chatters, which is awesome.
We have people in
Someone
here?
said Wemby is him. Imagine what happens when OKC can't foul bait every play and Shai gets doubled. We'll talk about that in a second. And then Zeno Weno, I don't know.
Yeah, different crowd in the morning.
Yo, what it do, man? Yeah, I mean, this is actually kind of cool that we're doing an early app because now we can get some guys that like maybe wouldn't have been in here otherwise because we typically do like a Tuesday afternoon.
We get the blue collar crowd right now.
Yeah, we got the fellas on their way to work, dude. We're hitting a little this is like morning radio for them on the way to work. That's kind of sick.
Yeah, my collar's blue, my neck is red.
Yeah. All right. What was the funny thing you were gonna say, and then we'll get into some.
Some
real. Hoops talking.
Long time listener. I think his name Matt Allison. Commented on the last episode. And do you remember when I did the Tom and Jerry Tom scream?
Yeah.
He commented on Spotify and just said, "Tom scream woke up sleeping GF in car 9.5 out of 10." And it made me laugh so hard to think that this guy is just like listening to the podcast in the car, like on a road trip with his girlfriend sleeping. And I just went, ah! just, what the fuck? Oh my gosh.
Dude. I also, when you were talking about that, I thought you were talking about the one that's more like the high pitched, like you did that yell, which is also the Tom and Jerry yell, which is very funny. And you actually did it really well. But I was thinking the one that like, and I've done this one in a couple of videos before, like, especially with the Pointer Brothers. And I'm not going to do it right now because it's 7 a.m. But the one that's like, Yahoo! Like that one where you the Yahoo one. I thought you were talking about that one. So like, that's the one I was thinking of. And then
there's another
that
one too.
Like, oh, yeah, I forgot that's also a Tom and Jerry scream.
There's like a ow, ow, ow. There's that one. That's pretty well known one.
Yeah, we're gonna talk a little NBA today because obviously we just had Spurs OKC. What a great series! Lots to unpack here. I'm going to touch on a little bit of soccer stuff because there's actually some soccer news and the season's kind of wrapping up here. So we've got some predictions to go over, some things to talk about. Gardude said, when do you guys think Wemby will pass Braun? That'll be an interesting. We'll absolutely touch on that in a second.
I do love all the talk that's already started, and I said it last night. I'm like, I just literally turned on my camera, and my videos are usually a little more thought out, and I have like a thesis, and it's almost like a video essay if I'm really talking about something. But I just opened up my camera and just pointed at my face and just ranted about how he's the best player in the world right now.
Yeah,
like he's the best player in the world. Like I don't care who won the MVP. Like the MVP, it's already been proven. Like if you don't know this, the MVP is not always, and I'm not going to say rarely, but it's not always the best player in the world. Right. It's the guy who's waited his turn, or the guy who's the best player on the best team, and that's Shai right now. It's the guy who's obviously he's incredible. I'm not trying to take away from Shai that he just won the MVP. He deserved an MVP.
He was the best player
for sure. He had an MVP
season.
Caliber season. I mean, I'll go back and forth on was he the best player? Because the MVP award, it switches up so much how often it's like, hey, well, it's the best player that's on the best team. It's the guy who makes the best team the best team. And then every once in a while, a guy on a barely over 500 team like Westbrook will have a crazy season. And I'm like, well, no, he went so nuclear that we have to give it to him. Mm-hmm. And then sometimes that it doesn't happen. So it's just the context around the definition of most valuable player changes all the time. So
it does.
There's usually 3 or 4 guys that could have had an MVP, or won 100%. The MVP that year. And this year it was Shai, Jokic, Wemby, and Luka, probably.
Yeah.
Or sorry, I said Shai. I said Shai first. But either way, right now, to me, he's the best player in the world. Plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, until somebody proves it otherwise, it's pretty much this Western Conference Finals This Western Conference, I'm gonna run that back one more time.
Saber-type Cougars.
Dude, I saw that video. It was so funny. Saber-type Cougars.
Okay, is that guy real? Is he real, bro?
I don't know, but it's so funny.
Every single video, bro.
So funny.
Why are Saber-type Cougars extinct? Are their teeth so freaking long they just couldn't even push them or something?
It's one of the funniest videos I've ever seen, dude. It's so funny.
Dude, I thought this is another one of those just weird guys who's posting seriously and the whole world is going to laugh at him.
Lol cow? I thought he was a lol cow. That's
sure.
Lol cows. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever your millennial
I'm big. Whoa, millennial. No, very Gen Z. How dare you?
Lol that sounds so like rage comic. That's a total lol cow. Rage face.
No. Lol cow is someone that they are posting earnestly and sincerely.
Yes, and everyone
is sort of sarcastically in on the bit there. Yeah.
It's very asshole? It's something that didn't exist in the millennial time quite as much per se. But a very millennial sounding brand of something my freaking pupper did a lol cow.
Yes.
Tell me that doesn't just
name of it,
go together.
The name of it feels a little millennial. Yes, I see what you're saying.
Anyways, but you're correct. I thought he was one of those, but he's a little too funny and I think he's self-aware.
You think it's maybe he's doing a bit almost like a character of himself.
Exactly. And he's always like his eyes are always so incredibly red. Like he's so fried every time he turns on the camera.
You think he's just high as hell every time?
Oh, dude, look at his look at his face. He's like pale, and then his eyes are just bright red, and he looks insane, even if he didn't have the bright red eyes.
What if the poor guy is just being sincere, and you were just like, I mean, look at his face. The guy's crazy.
You have to do that on purpose.
You know, like look like that on accident.
There's no way you just look like that.
Right. But what I was saying was, this year's Western Conference Final feels exactly the same as the NFL's Seahawks and Rams this last season, where it was like, this is actually the Super Bowl. And whoever comes out of this is going to beat whoever comes out of the other side. And it does feel that way. It does feel like OKC and San Antonio are the two best teams in the league, and that they're probably just going to beat up on whoever comes out of the East. But I don't know. I do think the Knicks will give each of them problems, but I don't think that the Knicks can beat either of those teams in a 7-game series.
Yeah.
But who knows?
No,
I mean, you never know with injuries and stuff. We saw last year with Hallie getting hurt. Like, the Pacers probably would have won the finals last year if Halliburton didn't get hurt. I mean, that was.
Yeah, let's just get this out of the way. The Pacers would have won the finals if Tyrese doesn't get it. So Thunder championship, pretty much the first one has an asterisk on it.
Right? Yeah.
That's the purpose of that.
And you know, Thunder fans are going to love to hear that.
Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, man, I had one Thunder fan who was so up and down last night, and it was great. I didn't even talk to him. I was just texting with people that were in an Xbox party with him while he was watching the game. Yeah. And it was so funny.
So fun. Yeah.
To just hear about, like, Fred is losing his mind right now. Shout out Fred.
Yeah.
Nice
Shout
guy.
out Fred.
Really, really good at FIFA.
Nice.
Like, the best cam I've ever played with, and I haven't played with a lot of cams, but he's like far and away the best player on our team. Yeah. Just plays.
Well, I'm sure he's good. I just,
you're a cam guy?
Yeah.
What's your build? What do you have?
The 10 that I do have is like a creator, like Iniesta build.
Okay. Because I made a midfielder, and I think I did the Maestro.
Yeah, I think mine is literally, I think, called like I don't know, I forget exactly what the title is on it, but no, I can't. That's every FIFA I've ever played in my Pro Cups player is always a cam every single time.
Really?
This is the first.
I mean, he'll play wherever else, but
yeah. Well, I play anywhere up the middle. I have a big striker up top that I like to use. I have a cam that's like a good distributor, and then I have like a CDM / center back build that's fire.
That's my second. I made another build. And I made a target, but I gave him defense off rip, and so he plays just fine CDM or up top.
Interesting.
And granted, he still has a long way to go in terms of like leveling up.
Yeah,
I think I poured like little tenor, little Andrew Jackson, not Andrew Jackson, little Tom Jeffy.
Sure. You should have made like a boss build if you were looking to play like CDM and center back.
Well,
it was going like a big.
Well, I wanted it to be fine up top as well. I wanted to be able to play hop in on strike if I need to.
Yeah.
Or if I can, and then also be able to play, and it feels fine. Yeah.
Hey, I like it. Do your thing. Be a little outside the box, man.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
If my face was like this, would you still be my friend?
Yeah, I would. But you look like you're pooping. It looks like when a baby is pooping in their pants and diaper. It looks like when a baby is pooping their pants and diaper.
I saw a video of a little kid like just eating a Frosty, and then like he's smiling.
Oh yeah.
And then he just at the end he just goes and just makes his face in the
one where the dad's like, eat the Frosty.
Yeah.
And everyone put like
the pictures of Nolan from. Because the mom says, "Take a bite of your Frosty," and then literally 0.001 seconds after she's done saying, "Take a bite of your Frosty," the dad says, "Take a bite of your Frosty," to like
take a bite of
1-year-old.
your Frosty.
Yeah, to like a 1, maybe like 18-month-old child, and he's just smiling, just
Yeah,
and then the smile just turns a little sour.
Yeah.
And then, like when someone commented, like, that kid is ripping a heater. I know that face.
Yeah. Dude, that kid, they've been making like more videos with him. He's hilarious.
He's
They
very
just take
funny.
videos of him like
seen him run
and
around.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a funny looking kid. But anyway,
this is just two guys that end up scrolling because they're checking how their video was doing.
100%.
An hour every hour and a half, just like I just got to check and see, like, oh, it's okay, guys. Then just for 10 minutes,
and then you're just in it. Yeah, chronically.
I mean, dude, so often I just literally go fuck and just like throw my phone down,
throw your phone down
like that.
I've been there.
Like
I'm there all the time, brother. Don't you worry. But anyway, we were talking about like the MVP race and all. Yes,
I'm doing my best to keep us from talking about that. That's on me.
You guys, like, I would love to talk about anything else.
Yeah.
No, I look, I agree with you. I think Wemby is the best player in the world right now. I do think that Shai equally has a case for that. I get that Shai gets a lot of hate. I get the foul baiting thing is annoying. I'm with you. I understand all the cases against Shai. I understand why people do not like this Oklahoma City Thunder team. Don't get me wrong. But you do have to admit, like, there is also the element of, like, Shai was statistically, like, the clutchest player in the league. Like, he, every fourth quarter, was taking over games. Nobody could guard him. And I know a lot of people will go, well, the foul baiting thing. I hate to say it. There's a lot of times
it doesn't happen as often.
Fouled. There's a lot of times Shai does get fouled too, especially late. Like,
dude, even when he is embellishing it, it's like, it was a foul anyways. Like, he got fouled. I mean, he just made it. He forced the referee to call it. I do get that.
Yes, there was one. It's really interesting you said that. There was actually a play the other day. I was watching Cavs Pistons with my girlfriend, and we were watching, and James Harden did his classic. Throw the head back.
Yeah, no, and Bickerstaff was on the official about it too.
Yeah, and look, that is annoying. Don't get me wrong. I do think that's annoying. And when you watch the replay, we're sitting there watching it, and he throws his head back, and he doesn't get touched anywhere near his face. And my girlfriend goes, "What the hell was that? Why did they call that a foul? I don't understand." And I go, "Well, watch the replay again." And I was like, don't watch his head because he doesn't get hit in the head. He just does that stupid thing to draw a foul.
Right? Yeah.
But if you watch it, he got his arm grabbed and it was a foul. It's a textbook reach. He was trying to cross over, and I forget who it was, grabbed his arm, and he couldn't get the ball on the other side really because his movement was it's a textbook reach.
Whipped his head back because they weren't going to
call
his
head
it.
Back and right. And I was like, I hate to say it, but that is a foul, and that it was the right call. It's just that they got it a little late because he had to he sold it. So it's hard because I feel for the players and the refs in a lot of these cases, because for the players, I get it. They probably are getting a lot of fouls.
Yeah,
that don't
you're
get
like,
called.
if I don't do this, I'm not going to get this call. So.
Totally. And then I feel for the refs too, because it's like, dude, who wants to be a referee? Dude, everyone hates you. You can't ever make anybody happy. It's so hard to see these calls in real time moving that fast. Like, I would love to see people who complain this much about officiating. I would love to see them go officiate a game. Genuinely. I would love to see them try to go officiate even like a men's league game and try to manage all the people screaming at them and how fast the game is moving, and you have to catch everything and you have to see 20 different things happening at once. You have to know all of the rules and keep did you ever ref? What's that?
Did you ever ref like intramurals or anything? Oh,
no.
I refed roller hockey. Super, super quick story, but I want to let you finish your thought.
No, go ahead. I was just going to say, the last thing I was going to say here was I don't blame the players for embellishing, and I don't blame the refs for missing calls. And I think it just will have to come down to, and I hate to say this, it's going to have to come down to they're going to have to put in some form of technology if we really want the purest,
it's most so subjective,
bro. human error out of the game possible version of the game, then we're going to have to just include some, I don't even know, some tech that indicates when something's a foul or not. And I don't even know what that looks like or why they would, I don't know. Otherwise, everyone needs to just kind of shut up and understand that human error is involved, and that's part of sports.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's going to be one thing or the other.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. And, basketball is just one of those sports where it's okay, you can't introduce ABS in baseball. It's not hey, it either is or it isn't a strike, and we just need to be better at calling it. Like, no,
Right.
it's so incredibly everything about basketball is so subjective
It
because
is.
it's like, hey, when did his gather start? Well,
Right.
when he had 2 hands on the ball. Well, if you slow it down, he actually took 3 steps with 2 hands on the ball. Okay,
Yeah.
like he didn't get hit that hard, but he got hit kind of hard. So like, how do you
Yeah.
introduce like some form of technology
Like
to find that
the biggest one?
Yeah,
the biggest one of that is Shai's off arm. I don't know if you've
oh
ever
yeah,
noticed
it's
it.
extending
Shai gets
all
away
the
with
time.
a lot of
Ton of
offensive
push
fouls.
offs.
He
Yeah.
pushes off and extends his off arm all the time, constantly. And that to me is more annoying than him going to the free throw line. Honestly, like the thing that annoys me more is I'm like, well, he creates separation a lot of times illegally, which
Yeah.
is that part bothers me sometimes. But it's hard because it's like, especially when you get into the playoffs, it's like it is a physical game. There is contact in basketball, so
And you don't want there to be a ton of
find the
whistles
line.
too. Yeah. And like that's the thing. Last night, I think was the first night that OKC actually got officiated like it was a playoff game.
Sure, and I think that is that like one of the commenters in the chat. Yeah, one of the people in the chat just said, "Crazy what happens when OKC doesn't get their typical whistle, and you're able to actually double Shai and get the rock out of his hands." And it's like
he was bad for 3 quarters. He was bad. 3.5 quarters.
Yeah,
he was very bad.
And he's been not great this whole playoffs. By the way, he was not
and
great.
He's getting the attention of a guy who is who he is, and
totally,
like,
yeah, 100%, yes.
And also he's not really a point guard. It's not like, hey, you double the point guard. He's just gonna, no, he's probably gonna get a lot of hockey assists. And OKC, they're great. They're great out of a scramble, out of like a domino falling situation. In Swaggy Time asked a good question. I want to get to that, but I have to tell you my story real quick.
Yeah, please. We'll rip into that after.
You're good. I reffed roller hockey growing up.
Okay.
When I was like in middle school, like early high school. Yeah. And one game I reffed, there was a local like minor league hockey team that like in our town that I used to work for them, but the head coach of the team, his son played roller hockey in this league. Him and all of his like club hockey buddies were just like, we'll play roller hockey, fuck around, have a good time. And they were gross, but the dad who coached the minor league team also coached his son's roller hockey team. And he never said anything ever. But there was one game where I missed a few calls. And I also I missed a few calls. And and when you're an official and you miss a few where you're like, probably should have called that one, but I waited a little too long. I can't call that now. Yeah. Then you're like, okay, the next thing I see, I just got to call it. And sometimes the team that got 3 calls missed in their favor, the first one is going to be called on them. And that's what happened. And he looked at me after the first one. He just kind of shook his head. And then the next one that happened, I called it on them too. He unleashed a just slew of swear words that I had never even heard before. As I just slowly, literally, it was Jackie Moon, like you said, SMIC. And I didn't even look at him. I was just, and I gave them the next call that I could.
Yeah.
The very next one, I was like, I got you. Like,
that'll happen.
Yeah. No, I wanted to skate over there and just say, hey, I'm sorry. So bad. I was just too scared. I was like 13 and this 55-year-old man who had been coaching professional hockey for the past 20 years, just ended up in this small, suburb of Dallas in Texas coaching an ECHL team. And he just got to go coach his son's roller hockey team. He was pissed. Anyways.
Yeah. I coached soccer. But I was never mean to the refs. Never. If I had a problem, I would wait until there was kind of a break in the action and they were near my sideline, and I'd go hey, can you just keep an eye on this? Or I was always very chill with them. And I would always tell the parents to shut up when they were yelling at the refs. I was like, it doesn't help. You're not helping. You're only making them hate us. Yelling at the refs does nothing, in my opinion. They respond way better to calm. Unless the only time I ever got angry was if one of my players was in danger, someone put a dirty tackle in on a player, and I was like, you can't allow that.
Yeah,
but even then, I wasn't cussing people out and stuff. I was just I would just say you can't allow that. But it doesn't help anything.
I do think like basketball refs are usually like I think basketball refs and baseball umpires are the softest officials. Just because you have to call something so incredibly often. And I'd say umpires are more soft than basketball refs. Because you have to call something every single time something happens, you're calling something, you know, you know, whether you're a home plate umpire or someone else on the field, like if something, you know, conclusive is happening, you're making a call. So
a baseball ump might be that might be the lowest on my list of like refereeing jobs I would take. Officiating jobs in major sports that I would take, lowest is probably calling balls and strikes. You're
UFC?
just the entire. Nah, that's
bottom of the list for me. Oh,
really?
You think? Oh yeah, this guy wants to keep punching the dude that is unconscious, and you got to go get him to stop.
I feel like it's pretty clear when a guy goes unconscious.
I know, like, but what if? But what if he's just like wants to keep beating? He just hates him. He wants to keep beating the shit out of him. You got to get him to stop.
Well, yeah, but
these refs know how to fight too, bro. Like they have to. And you make a bad. I mean, you've seen a few clips of like a boxer or someone like did not like him what a ref is doing. He just starts hitting him.
Yeah,
you gotta be able to outlast that.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, I mean,
I don't think no umpires.
I would always get in trouble when I was coaching basketball just because my initial reactions of just like, oh, like no way, and you're right there. Yeah. Like a lot of times the ref's making a call and you're right behind him.
Yeah.
And everyone can hear you.
Yeah.
And my voice just cuts. My voice cuts through the noise. And
I have the same thing.
Know.
I have a loud voice that carries, and people hear it. But that's what's nice with soccer is you can kind of talk shit and like you're on a big open field, so nobody really ever hears it.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to Swaggy Time's question here. OKC has no defensive answer for Wemby right now. What do you guys think they should do? Nick, I want to hear your thoughts on that because you're the X's and O's basketball guy here. So
I had some because I was texting with a buddy last night about this, and he was saying, "Man, if I don't see Chet guard Wemby, then like I'm going to put him into my bitch category or something like that." And I thought that was very funny. But dude, there like we've seen. I mean, and I learned this early just simply because I'm a Mavs fan, and we played the Spurs game 1 this year, and this year was Wemby's coming out party, and we tried to guard him with Anthony Davis, who was healthy. This isn't like he was at 60% and he'd been off for 4. No, start of the season.
Paint defenders of all time.
Maybe like the most versatile defender we've ever seen. Him and Giannis.
Ever seen.
And
no, it's like
Wemby,
Scottie Pippen, Anthony Davis,
Giannis.
That's like Giannis. That's like starting the list of like who's it? Maybe David Robinson or something. I don't know. But you're talking about a guy who's like upper echelon, all
like can guard 1 through 5.
Athlete. Yes.
Yeah. Wemby made him look like a bitch. He could not stop him. Like he killed Anthony Davis, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's when I learned you can't guard Wemby one-on-one, period. You can't do it. You have to throw like and this was my thought because they had Caruso on him just about all game, especially when it mattered. Because I think their thought was like, well, Caruso bothered Jokic enough to, get us past him. Let's do that. And we're going to be throwing doubles at him anyways. So that made sense to me. But I think you do have to guard like Caruso worked on Jokic because Caruso was like a gnat. He was just like weaseling in there. Like they try to throw it in and he'd get a finger on it as it came in or whatever. Wemby's reach is so absurd.
It doesn't.
Caruso's not bothering him. The way you bother Wemby is putting like a big body, low center of gravity, like wing / forward. Like, and I said they should put J-Dub on him or J Will or the other Jalen Williams, and then double with a guy like Chet or like send Caruso. Like if he gets it over the top of you, he gets it over the top of you. But like send it early as soon as he catches the ball and make him get rid of it. You have to make other guys beat you. Like down the stretch. Champagny had open looks. He couldn't hit. Vassell hit a few, but for the most part, it was nothing going.
Yeah.
Harper was panicking late game. Castle looked lost at times. Like it was just Wemby. It was literally just Wemby. And everyone made plays, but in terms of putting the ball in the hoop, both overtimes were pretty much just Wemby, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's interesting you mentioned like the overtime kind of play from the Spurs, but that whole the rest of regulation, the Spurs role guys are incredibly reliable. We were texting about this when the Spurs were beating up on Minnesota in that game they advanced. And I had texted you, and I go, dude, people forget. Or I said something about like Vassell is such a reliable release valve guy, and you had said something that I was like, oh yeah, you were like, people forget he averaged like 20+ points a game before Wemby got there, and they were still kind of rebuilding.
There was that one year. It was the year that DeJounte left and went to.
And it was KJ and
went to Atlanta.
Yeah,
Keldon Johnson averaged 21 a game, and I think Vassell averaged 19 a game. And it was like, hey, they got something with these two guys, and now they're both like depth pieces for the Spurs. Yeah,
yeah, but they're like elite.
They are elite
for the Spurs. Like they're great.
Vassell, weirdest jump shot ever.
Yeah, it's like very.
He gets it to like here, and then this is his. It's very Kawhi in that way, but anyway,
it is kind of interesting.
Talk about Keldon, go ahead.
But and this is actually Swaggy Time just commented something like this. Is doubling Wemby going to help when they have so many shooters who get hot quick? And that's kind of exactly what I'm alluding to here. It is really hard to send that double to Wemby because Wemby is such a willing and intelligent passer. It's crazy, dude. I don't think Wemby has a weakness in his game. I think he is maybe the first player ever that has zero weaknesses and no Achilles heel. I mean, it's like him and like LeBron, but even LeBron early in his career, it was like, well, he doesn't really shoot the ball that well. There was some things about LeBron, like, his handle's not very tight. Like you can press him. KD is that whole thing where it's like, he doesn't really have a good handle. He turns the ball over a lot. I guess maybe Jordan during his prime, but
his whole knock was like, he couldn't shoot the three.
Jordan Young in his career couldn't shoot the three. Yeah.
At no point in his career was he like a good 3-point shooter.
Dude, it's crazy that Wemby is in his third season and finally kind of like mostly healthy, full coming out party. And it's like, this guy doesn't have a weakness in his game. He's 7'5". He can handle the ball. He can shoot it from the logo deep late in game. Dude, did you see that three?
That was the end of the first overtime when like ridiculous. I was like, genuinely, I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. Like, because I was getting upset because they would go to Wemby early, and at the end of the fourth, like 5 minutes left, they're going to Wemby, and then like down the stretch when they couldn't score, it was like, let's draw something up for Harper, let's draw something up for Castle, let's draw something up for Champagne, or like, something happens early and Champagne gets a decent look and he lets it fly and miss. I'm like, and then you go back to Wemby like in the last 30 seconds. It's like, go to him every possession. The ball should be in his hands every single possession down the stretch. Yeah. When you're trying to hold a lead, you're going to foul him. You're going to get to the line.
Dude, he's like quickly approaching like Jokic level big man passer. He's not there yet because Jokic, in my opinion, is the greatest passing big man of all time.
It didn't even go in. Like I think it was Champagny or Vassell in like the close bottom of the screen corner. He was looking the other way and just in one motion did a 180 and just whipped the ball directly to the corner right in the shooting pocket. But that three, anyways, like, I was so mad. I was like, they're going to lose this game because they just stopped going to Wemby. And they tried to get Harper going. They tried to like let their guards do the like carry the load for him. And then Wemby just walks up and shoots a 30-footer and drills it. And you can see Cason Wallace on the bench when they showed the replay of the ball going in, like zoomed in. You can see him before it even goes in. He's just smiling. And as it goes in, his smile gets even bigger and he just goes like this. And I'm like, that perfectly encompasses like he's unreal. You're right. He has zero weaknesses.
Yeah, I at this point, I don't know what part of his game you point to and go like, this is how you attack him. This is how you stop him. This is the thing that is his weakness. If you force him this way, it's tough. If you do this to him, it's like, dude, he put on weight. Because it was like when he first came into the league, it was like, well, he's light. If you get physical with him, there was guys hitting his chest.
I'll never forget that first summer league game, bro. Yeah, he was getting knocked around.
He was getting bullied, and now it's like, dude, he's put on some weight. He's figured out how to like be physical and kind of get low and like stay firm with guys. And there's times a big deal. Like there's times you can tell like Jokic will really just put his shoulder into him and like move him a little bit. But Jokic is like one of the biggest dudes in the league.
But he's so long, usually it doesn't matter. He recovers. Like he can still contest
Yeah, it's almost like unfair. It's almost I'm enjoying it, but I'm having to like force myself to enjoy, like, you're watching a freak athlete alien at the highest level, but there's a part of me that's like, it's just almost isn't even fun to watch. He's so good, and he's 3 years into his career.
He's
And
20,
this kind of goes to the
22.
22.
He's
And this
22
goes to
years
the
old.
question that someone asked earlier, like a guard dude asked earlier, when do you think Wemby will pass Braun? And I was saying this to you earlier, dude, if Wemby wins the finals this year, which is a very real possibility, we're going to have some very interesting, disgusting, all-time historic NBA discourse happening, because there's only a handful of guys, a select few, that have been the number one option on championship rosters. Like, that's the list is not super long when you think of all the players in NBA history, of like guys who were the guy and won rings and got finals MVPs, which is like, if the Spurs were to win it, it would probably be, Wemby getting a finals MVP in a ring.
Yeah.
That's not a super
in the
long
past
list of
20
guys.
years, it's probably like 7 or 8 guys, because guys repeat. Like,
it's not a super long
Shai,
list of guys.
Bron, Giannis, Steph.
And he's doing it at this level. Like, this guy is truly on GOAT trajectory. I mean, Jordan
Think
didn't
about the
win
way we
anything
talk
until
about
he
Derrick
was
Rose. Think about the way we talked about, like, the trajectory that Derrick Rose was on. He was the youngest MVP ever, yada yada. He never got out of the Eastern Conference Finals. This is all
absurd.
Conjecture, but if they win, bro, I mean, if they win, he will definitely win an MVP next year. If he stays healthy, because that's how the voters will do it. They'll be like, well, he really probably should have won last year because they won the finals. He was the best player, the best team. Whatever. MVP doesn't mean jack shit to me anymore. But like, I mean, you win a championship as the best player on your team at 22 years old. Like, you're in some interesting conversations. It's time to start the dialogue.
Dude, it's gonna get fucking spooky with NBA discourse, man. Because, like, think about when you talk about LeBron historically, you talk about a guy that's been to like 9 NBA finals, but there's this debate about, like, well, he lost more than he won, whatever. There's this yada yada yada. But like, people who are, and I'm of the opinion that LeBron is the GOAT personally, but like, I get the case for Jordan. I honestly can see the case for Kareem even. Those are kind of my 3, like, tier 1. These are my guys in the GOAT combo thing. But one of the cases that people make for LeBron when you're talking about elevating teams is they go, he got drafted to a terrible Cavaliers team, and he took them to a finals early in his career. And that's something people use as, like, that's evidence of this guy being GOAT status, right?
Yeah, early on, at least. Like,
now we're talking about a guy who already has a Defensive Player of the Year award and could be carrying his team to an NBA Finals against maybe one of the deepest Western Conferences. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe it's not one of the deepest Western Conferences ever, but like in the West, in a deep Western Conference.
If the Nuggets were healthy, then if the Nuggets were healthy, they probably would have seen the Nuggets, and they would have had to beat them. Which I think they would have beat them, and then you would have been like, okay, you had your cakewalk with Portland in the first round. Portland played well. Portland was actually like, I think them getting gentlemen swept was way more of a testament to what San Antonio is. But then you if they had to play Denver, you beat Denver, you beat the Thunder, and then, like, even so, think about if Boston would have gotten to that would have been like a Mavs type run. Like a 2011, like, holy shit, they beat all these teams. But either way, I mean, we haven't talked about that much. We've slobbed on Wemby's knob quite a bit, but like the East, like, I cannot believe that Boston lost to Philly in 7.
Yeah.
And then Philly gets swept by the Knicks. And I think that goes to show you that, hey, we do have a lot of parity in basketball right now, especially out in the East. And Boston felt like the one team that was parity proof.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, when they won, they dominated, and, they lost to the Knicks last year, but Tatum got hurt, and, like, it wasn't looking good before that, but we think it was just a fluke. and then they lose to Philly in the first round.
Right.
And I think it just goes to show that when you have parity, matchups matter a lot.
Yes.
Like Spurs matchup proof. Like there's no one in the league that's really gonna like terrorize Wemby. You're like, well, yeah, this guy's really gonna give him problems. Like, no.
Yeah.
It's gotta be by committee.
100%.
And OKC is similar. But yeah, and out east, Boston, you just literally like dilapidated Joel Embiid was enough to give the Celtics hell.
Well, I think it's a good reminder too that you're never safe just because you have the team that everyone's copying, whatever. Like Boston was the team last year, and it's like or the team out east last year, and you're never safe, man. Like it's a good reminder to teams that you got to keep improving. I mean, obviously, I love to see it because I hate Boston, and it was great to see them.
Same. Anytime a Boston sports team loses,
so
cool. Yeah,
so
until
awesome.
their 20-year run of winning 25 championships is over, then I'd love to see them lose. But I mean, I know that Brad Stevens talked about. He was like, I think last year he said we have trouble closing out series. I think there were a few series that they won even in their championship run where they kind of they put a little slapdick towards the end.
Yeah. And honestly,
I couldn't think of anything to say. I was like, slapdick.
That's accurate. Honestly, I wonder if they go into this offseason looking at maybe we got to move off of one of Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum.
I don't think they're there yet. I think that is a question that's probably does exist in the mind of Brad Stevens, because the issue is we have so much contract strain between those two guys that we can't go get a big. We had to trade for Vucevic.
They feel a little redundant. They feel a little redundant, right? Like
Garza and Vooch are definitely. Oh, they are redundant. No, outside of that,
about Brown and Tatum, as far as team fit goes, it's like you've got two wings that are sort of like primary scorers, and they made it work the year they won, but now the league seems to be the league is sort of caught up since they won a championship, right? And it's
and their roster isn't the same, man. I know the core is the same, but you go from your starting five being Drew Holiday, Derek White, Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis or Horford.
Yeah.
That's so incredibly different from not having Drew, not having Horford, and then your guys off the bench. Yeah, and think about who else was coming off the bench for them too. Now Pritchard's playing a lot of minutes and he's great, but their whole thing, when they won the championship, was kind of there's no one on our team that's a mismatch for you. We're gonna score a lot. We're gonna play 5 out, which they can't do unless Vucevic is on the floor. And if Vucevic is on the floor, or Garza, I guess
molasses.
Exactly. They're getting killed on D. Horford is fine on defense, and he could just sit out on the perimeter and even just shoot up in threes and drive closeouts too. He was just a good enough player with the ball in his hands where he can get
Horford
downhill.
Was a huge part of their success.
Yeah,
losing
and
him
Porzingis
hurt more than and Porzingis honestly
hurt more than Porzingis honestly. Horford was
I agree.
Kind of what made them go. And work as a unit well, because those bigs are also just hard to find nowadays.
He was also so reliable late in games. Horford hit so many big shots and had so many big defensive plays and big rebounds and stuff for them. But
it's slow motion rim view of him jumping up to block a shot like this because his pinky just doesn't straighten anymore.
Yes, absolutely. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm curious what they're going to do this offseason. Because right now it's damn, everyone thought Boston was kind of this juggernaut, and they were oh, they're still a 50-win team. I mean, I was victim to it, and they are. They're still a great team. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I had them coming out the East.
Thing. I was 50-win team that lost their best player. Their coach is fantastic. Jaylen Brown has taken over. They've got great role guys. You and I we both talked about some of their wings they picked up that gosh, I'm totally drawing a blank on their names right now.
Shireman's been playing well. Gonzalez been playing well.
Gonzalez and the other kid, gosh, what's his name?
Walsh, Jordan Walsh, alopecia.
Jordan Walsh. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
I was trying not to go the bald guy.
Bald guy, no eyebrows. Bald guy.
Yeah. So they got a couple like good defensive wings.
Hauser's been there too. Yeah. I mean,
Keita's pretty good, honestly, as like a rotation big man. He's been fine.
I think he just can't be your starter.
Yeah,
that has to be the guy that's coming in relief, and you're like, okay, let's pray they don't like just put him in the pick and roll and go at him, because that is exactly what Philly did. They went pick and pop or pick and roll.
Yeah,
like
Maxey
they forced
him, dude.
Yes, and they forced like Boston to have to like they never even got to step 2, which is like, okay, Keita cuts off Maxey, or like forces like plays good enough positionally to where like Maxey's got to toss it back to someone else, or hits Embiid on like his little like baby fade where he fades to like more like 20, 22 feet or something like that and shoots a midi, and like they rotate over. They just never got there.
Yeah.
Like it was either everyone sank in to try to cover for Keita because he couldn't keep Maxey in front of him in the drop. And and that led to a wide open Embiid 19-footer, or Keita just got blown by and Maxey got to the rim, or they put Keita at the fucking free throw line and Maxey just comes off and shoots a wide open 3.
It
was bad.
Torched them, bro. Maxey torched Boston. It was so sick. It was so fun to watch.
It was awesome.
So good in that series, dude.
It was incredible.
So
I'm just like that's just I guess I'm shocked, and it's tough to tell until you see playoff time, because playoffs are when teams will just have no problem just shamelessly spamming. Spamming shit, dude.
Well, because it's no longer like, we got to get this guy involved, and there's contract implications. The regular season, he's trying to make an all-star.
We want to run our system. Let's work on this. Like,
hey, what works? We're just going to go to this until it doesn't work anymore.
Yep. I'll say this. I've been pretty shocked at like how quickly, usually it's like you play your system until it breaks down, then you go to what works. And a lot of these teams that kind of had a system, like it's just gone out the window very, very early in these series. Like, and I like it. I think it is a very pure form of basketball. It feels like, like the end of a pickup game when everyone's just trying to stay on the floor. You want to win so you don't have to sit. And it's just like, okay, what's been working? Let's just go to this and see if this works. But obviously a little more cerebral than just like, let's just pass to this guy and see what happens. But
right. Yeah. No, it's been a fun playoffs. Honestly, this is the league. The league is very fun right now. In my opinion, I like a league with a lot of like diversity in success and stuff. And you
love diversity.
What's that?
You love a league with some diversity.
I do. Yeah. Yeah. Big DEI.
Which in basketball, that means you love white guys having success.
True. I guess
so you could just say that.
That sort of does work in the.
I'm gonna make a graphic, quote card.
Yeah.
I like to see white guys win in basketball. That's the main thing I look for.
quote Willie Goat with like the ESPN style picture of me with that at the bottom.
Like slowly like gradients to black at the bottom. Breaking.
Willie Goat just loves white guys in basketball.
Willie Goat said, I hate seeing the blacks win in basketball. I can't stand those people. Willie Goat.
Right. Willie Goat. Quote Willie Goat. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. I look forward to seeing that. If you can tag me in that, if you can actually send me a collab post on Instagram in that, I would love
definitely going to be a thing that I do. So
awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
1,000%.
But dude, so the league right now is in a fun place, but like it does feel like it felt like everyone was like, oh, we're on the cusp of like the last couple of years. It was like, Boston dynasty. And then it was like, wait, no, Thunder dynasty. And it feels like this year, it feels like the Thunder, or like, the Spurs winning that game. People are so reactionary, by the way. People are so reactionary. OKC could go on a 3-game win streak. They're a great team. It could absolutely happen. We don't know.
Dagnall's a great coach too.
Yes. But like, dude, the Spurs win that game, that first game, and all of a sudden everyone's like, Spurs dynasty. And I will say that feels the most real of any of the last couple like dynasty shouts of the last.
Yeah. I mean, they're built well. They're not like their contracts are great. Because think about like Fox, the Thunder won their first championship. Yeah. And they can move off of him. They proved tonight they can move off of him and be okay. right
the problem
now,
is finding a suitor for him would be tough because he's getting paid a lot of money.
He's getting paid a lot, and he's 30. He's 20. No, he's 28 right now. I think he's going to be off his contract when he's like 30, 31.
I think they could find a trade somewhere. I don't think
you know who needs a point guard?
Houston.
Well, yes, that is interesting. I was going to say Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix could be really interesting with like a scoring point guard.
Yeah, if they could make put next to Booker. Work, I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Brooks is getting paid a lot. Jalen Green's kind of getting paid, and then of course Booker. I'll have to look at that, but I'm just thinking fit wise, like who could possibly be a suitor.
No, fit wise,
probably move Jalen Green if you're getting De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah, but then it's like,
but do you even want him in San Antonio? Yeah,
the Spurs wouldn't want him. He's not a Spurs guy. I mean, it'd have to be a 3-team trade. The Lakers probably get no.
You got me again. You got me. But no, I agree, man. The league is in a good spot. It's funny you mentioned like, it's like we got Boston Dynasty, Thunder Dynasty, Spurs Dynasty. Yeah. You remember before that it was like the Bucks. Like how many is Giannis in this core? Like Giannis, Drew, and Chris Middleton. How many are they going to win? Yeah. And it's like, well, actually, no,
and the Nuggets.
None.
The Nuggets too. There was a while where everyone's like, Jokic is the best player in the league, and the Nuggets are untouchable. And, so it's going to be interesting to see how this kind of all plays out, man. Because this feels like of all the sort of dynasty shouts of the last couple of years, and we've had a lot of different winners in the last couple of years of the NBA. Like it's been really fun, but it does feel like this league likes a dynasty here and there. They like to have a narrative of a team that keeps going back, that can't be beat, and a certain guy that can't be stopped. Like, I will say, like,
because that's fun. That's like media narratives, bro.
Right.
Like, I don't think fans Steph. Actually like it though. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I think for like 2 or 3 years, it's kind of fun. Of like, we get to see these guys battle again. But towards the end of the Cavs Warriors thing, I'm like, it doesn't like. You're watching the regular season being like, none of this matters. It's going to be Cavs Warriors.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it felt.
I think that, yes. But I will say, like, when you look back through history, a lot of those times are looked on fondly. Lakers-Boston rivalry in the 80s, Magic versus Bird, was fun to watch. People did enjoy that. Honestly, Lakers-Boston again in the mid-2000s was pretty fun when it was like Kobe versus like the
Rondo, Paul Pierce, KG,
Rondo, yeah. And then after that, it was there's also some Spurs runs in there, and then you have the LeBron versus Steph for like a while there. And I will say, people do look back on those times fondly, but it is more fun in the moment. Does that make sense? Historically, looking back, it's fun to look at like dynasties and like, we saw these guys go head to head a couple times in the finals, and that's cool to think about. And what does that mean for players historically, and what does that mean for their legacy? And then you have the opposite of that is like when you're in the moment, every year being like a new, who could win this year is more fun. Objectively more fun.
I do think that's what the second apron has done to basketball. Is it's made it a lot harder to have a dynasty because like. Totally. You have your window, and that's why the Spurs are so intriguing, is because they are a championship contender at the very beginning of their true championship window.
Way beginning of their championship window.
You got Wemby in year 3. Like he's the first guy that's going to get paid, and then after that, you got Castle and then Harper, and it's like it's they're not all like at the same time. It's boom, boom, boom. And they're all going to get paid, and you'll probably be fine because at that point you'll be off the Fox contract.
Yep.
And you can still keep winning. Like that's where the Thunder are going to be next year, and they're still probably going to be very good.
Yeah. So that's the thing with this Spurs team too, is you can almost just get to a point where you're like, we're paying Fox a ton, but it doesn't really matter because we're on rookie contracts, and he could even like come off the bench eventually. He could even just be like the guy that runs their. If Harper kind of takes a lead, which. By the way, I'm not going to lie to you. I think Dylan Harper is already almost as good as De'Aaron Fox. Like I give it one more season before he's better.
For sure. It showed in this game, like the two younger guards, like the difference between them and Fox. Like because with Wemby getting all of that attention, I guarantee you De'Aaron Fox would have probably gotten like 3 or 4 layups down the stretch of that game of just like okay, like if you're not going to have a big to rotate over to me, I'm getting to the rim and you can't stop me. Like Harper couldn't do that. Like Fox is just going to be too quick to touch.
Yeah, you know? and that's kind of my point is like when Harper now has some time and some experience to develop. Like right now, Dylan Harper's not a better NBA player late in the playoffs than De'Aaron Fox is. Like De'Aaron Fox is more reliable and more of a vet and has been there and will show up better in these moments. But I'm saying, like, I'm talking about like a year or two from now,
For sure.
whatever
Agreed.
it is, next season, late next season.
I just wanted to bring that up just because we didn't talk about the fact that Fox didn't even play.
And also we got a comment. Someone said De'Aaron Fox is going to be back next game and will decrease the number of turnovers. Castle had 11. I actually didn't see that Castle had 11 turnovers.
Castle had 11 turnovers and 11 assists.
Yeah.
1-1, baby.
Yeah. And Castle played well, I thought. Like late in that game, I know that they were kind of like a little bit of a struggle, but like there was a couple times he came down the floor and like dunked on somebody. He hit a couple big shots. Like
I don't think he's reliable enough yet as like a late game. Mm-hmm. Go get us a bucket.
Yeah.
I don't think he's reliable.
Yeah, he's not. Well, that's also kind of, I don't know that that's really going to be.
That's not his thing.
Like I think like if we're looking at the Spurs team in 4 years, right? Fox is gone. These guys have developed. Wemby's in his absolute peak prime at this point, probably. All of these guys are kind of in their prime. Like realistically, we're looking at this team. Dylan Harper is sort of running the show offensively. Wemby's their guy, and then Castle is like their ultimate glue guy.
Just Swiss Army knife. Probably going to average like. In an ideal world, I think you're right. Like Wemby's averaging close to 30, Harper's averaging upwards of 25, and then Castle's probably averaging like somewhere around 18, 20-ish.
Yeah, even like 16, even like lower than that if he's just 16, like really efficient,
16, 8, and 8, or 16, 8, and 9. I mean, I think he's too good. I think he's averaging closer to 20, but like that can work. I mean, 3 guys taking the majority of your shots, averaging 30, 25, and 18. That makes sense to me.
Dude, they're gonna.
Yeah, Keldon Johnson giving him a cool 8 a game.
Yeah,
Keldon Johnson averaged like 16 points a game.
Yeah,
this year.
No, he's a beast, bro. He's awesome for them.
No, he didn't. He averaged 13.
Carter Bryant, also good, by the way.
Yeah, I had that thought about 10 minutes ago of like I have to mention Carter Bryant because he came in and he harassed Shai. He harassed him, bro.
I said when he fell to them in the draft, I literally was sitting there with my head in my hands, and I was going, I cannot believe they are going – because the Spurs got him at like 11.
Yeah.
And I thought he was one of the best players in that draft. And I was
9.
like, I cannot believe – maybe it was 9, yeah.
14.
14. It was even later. It was 14. That's right. Because I remember going, this is absurd. I cannot believe people are letting this kid fall this late. And then the Spurs got him, and I was like, thanks everyone. You just ruined the league. Because in a couple of years, I swear to God, this kid is literally going to be like OG.
He's a terror.
Level good.
I can see it.
Built very similar. He's strong. He's big. He's fast. He's good enough offensively to like. I mean, he hasn't shown it yet at the NBA level, but I'm projecting this for him because I liked him a lot coming out of college, and I don't usually love college prospects. In basketball, it's very hard for me to love college prospects. I loved this kid. His
tape was so limited, but you're right. He did show he's a freak athlete. He can shoot it.
He's going to be OG, dude. He's going to be good enough to like take you 1 or 2 dribbles and get like a mid-range jumper. He's going to be a reliable spot-up 3-point shooter. And then he's just going to be on the other end. He's just going to be long and strong, and his instincts are great defensively. He's going to be fucking sick, dude, and that team is going to be impossible to beat. They're going to start Dylan Harper, Steph Castle, I don't know, one of KJ or Vassell or Champagny or whatever, Carter Bryant and Wembanyama for like 6 years straight, and they're going to be untouchable. It's so scary, bro. It's so scary.
I never realized Carter Bryant is 6'6.5" barefoot with a 6'11" and 3/4 wingspan.
Dude, he's a specimen. I'm telling you,
he is.
It's insane.
I was big on him. I made a few videos about him in the off season before he had even played an NBA game of him just going to these pro runs and just killing dudes. Yeah. Like obviously guarding and doing the things we know he could do, guarding and shooting, catch and shoot threes, but off the dribble, like working like Tari Eason.
Dude, he's
like,
good.
What?
He's really good, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's awesome.
He's good. He's a very good player, man. And you're right. That is the guy that kind of gets forgotten in the mix. And I think as the Spurs get a little older and they probably move off of some of these guys, like, I mean, I could see Champagny sticking around. I could see maybe
they'll
even
keep
Keldon
one
sticking
of
around.
Vassell like, or Champagny. I don't think they'll be able to keep both.
HB's probably gone in a few years. Like, he's hardly playing in these playoffs after starting the majority of the season. And I guess it makes sense. Like, Vassell gives you a lot of what HB gives you, but he's just a little more dynamic offensively. And he had a huge defensive play too.
Yeah.
And Cornette, big Catholic guy, by the way. Shout out Luke.
Awesome. Hell yeah.
He wrote the blog that single-handedly shut down the Magic City sponsored game. Did you hear about that? The Hawks wanted to do like a strip club night.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're saying
it got
Cornette
shut down.
Shut that down?
Pretty much. He like wrote a blog and like sent it in, like it was like an appeal to the league. Like, this is actually a degrading practice for women, and the NBA should not put this on a pedestal. And they were like, cool. Tel Aviv approves. Tel Aviv impressed. CIA pissed. CIA so pissed. They're like, we might actually have to start lifting a finger again.
Golly.
Are you uncomfortable? Is this making it? You're a little red.
No, not at all. No.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
You wish, dude. You wish.
Let's talk about getting pegged or something.
Yeah, there we go. Let's get back into that. No, dude, this Spurs team, I mean, I know we just literally have spent an hour just blowing them, essentially. We spent an hour letting the Spurs peg us. And,
yes. And by the way, whenever you need to go, bro, you're good.
I got maybe like 10 more minutes if we want to wrap it up here with something else. But I mean, I do want to quickly go over to the East too a little bit, because I do want to give the Knicks their flowers. Like, I do think this Knicks team has finally sort of reached their potential that we thought they could reach.
We could do that. Or you could talk soccer for 10 minutes. It's your call.
No, that's okay. There's really not like a ton. It's a lot of like speculation stuff in soccer right now. It's a lot of like going into this like transfer window in the summer, like what's going to happen. So it's not like there's really not. I don't think there's really enough. What we haven't really talked about is Cavs Pistons. If we want to hit that really quick.
Yeah,
that's kind of we didn't.
Yeah, and I think it's like it built to a fever pitch. And then Game 7 was just a blowout. But I mean, hey, the Cavs are kind of doing the thing that I thought they would do, where they're kind of just they have too much. They have too much offensively, and they play so fast. And having James Harden in there with Donovan Mitchell allows Donovan to be Donovan Mitchell. He doesn't have to cosplay as a point guard at times.
They're just then get buckets. That's all you have to do is attack. And he is a premier perimeter scorer in this league.
Oh, dude, he's the closest thing we have to Kyrie Irving. He's the closest thing to Kyrie Irving in the league.
And it's sort of a different play style a little bit, but
it is very different. But in terms of like how he plays and where he scores, like how he gets to his spots, it's pretty similar. Finishing, he's got a wide bag as a finisher. His handle is about as tight as it gets. He's as a jump, like I don't know if I've seen a guy turn around his narrative as a jump shooter quite like Donovan Mitchell has. Because early on, he would get compared to Dwayne Wade of like, he's great in the mid range, but I don't think he's really got it from three. And this is like 4 or 5 years into his career. People are saying this.
Jazz Donovan Mitchell with Rudy Gobert. That was their 1-2 punch. Dude.
To be fair, they had a Bojan Bogdanovic who would just come in there and give him a cool 18 a game. I loved, Bojan Bogdanovic has one of the coldest highlight tapes of all time.
Dude, he was so sick. He was so sick.
Good, bro.
He was so
and
awesome.
he was bald. He looked like an accountant.
Yes. People do not talk about how fire Bogdanovic was for a stretch of like 3 years. He was just he was just a certified bucket.
Dude, he did. It's all he did. He just went out there and gave people buckets and was never a number one option.
Old man at the park pickup runs buckets.
Career 15 points a game.
Nice.
For a guy who was never a number one option, that's hard to do.
Awesome. That's pretty awesome.
That's weathering the first 4 years of your career when you never averaged over 15 a game, and then having a tail end that looks like 18-20, 17, 18, 21. My gosh. And then he averaged 15 a game one year, and that's because he got traded from Detroit to the Knicks, where he didn't touch the floor because his last year he didn't touch the floor because Tibbs was the coach.
Yeah.
And then in Detroit, before he got traded, he was averaging 20 a game, bro.
No, he was back to getting buckets. Yeah, it's crazy. Swaggy Time asked, how much of a chance do the Cavs have? Because everyone is saying Knicks are 100% going to the finals. And we can kind of wrap up on this thought here. I said the Cavs are a tougher matchup for the Knicks than the Pistons were. The Cavs are very big. Cat is going to have his work cut out for him in the paint because he's going to have to really get in there and push Mobley.
Yeah,
and
they're selectively big. They're not big across the board. They're their bigs are big.
They're top
and they're really
big. Yes,
exactly. Because outside of that, you got Dean Wade is big, and then it's like a lot of Keon Ellis, Max Strus, like a lot of 6'5". Yeah.
I think it's going to be an interesting series. I don't think the Knicks are just going to walk through the Cavs by any means. I think that it'll go probably 6 or 7. And I think that, right. And I think that,
naturally,
in the same way you talked about well, Brunson's going to have some problems with people guarding him and stuff. I think the same could be said about Harden being sort of cut off. I think that Harden is going to struggle. I think that the Knicks are going to jump him a lot and sort of try to cut off the head of the snake. It's like you were talking about. They've started to run this whole offense through Harden, and it's allowing Mitchell to go be a scorer, but that means that Harden's the primary ball handler and point guard, which he's been good at. He's been good at later in his career. That's sort of become what he is. I mean, he was obviously good at this in other times, but he's truly become sort of a facilitator at this point.
And that's all he did with the Clippers, bro. He was just true point guard.
14 assists a game. It was crazy.
Yeah. For that stretch where they started winning games, he was for sure.
It was awesome. But if anyone has the firepower to throw at a James Harden and cut off the head of the snake, it's the Knicks. Because you have to remember too, like you said, the Cavs aren't big across the board. They have really good guard play and they have really good bigs, but they kind of are lacking in the wing play a little bit. Their wings are.
It's Strus.
Strus is really their only true wing. Jordan Tyson, but he hasn't really been seeing the floor in the playoffs.
No, he hasn't, which is odd because he was such a big part of their regular season run.
Yeah, and he was good for them.
Dean Wade.
Yeah, Dean Wade is kind of like that
Sam Merrill.
Hybrid.
That's their only guy that is
Merrill's
a bigger wing for them.
Strus is really their only big wing guy, which means that OG and Mikhail get to go play up on guards, which is going to really
be interesting.
Tough sledding for Harden and Mitchell, honestly. And Josh Hart. They're just going to be able to send one of Hart, Bridges, or Anunoby at Harden and Mitchell all game. And it's going to be hard. I don't think that the Knicks are going to walk through the Cavs. I would say Knicks in 6, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was a gentleman's sweep, dude. I will say the Cavs do match up well, big wise, but I don't know, man. Who's gonna really bother Brunson that much?
I don't know if the Knicks have anyone that's gonna really bother Donovan Mitchell. I think
really no, but what I'm saying is they have guys that are gonna bother Harden from allowing Mitchell to be Mitchell.
Yeah, but dude, if you look at it, Harden really hasn't had a stellar playoffs.
No, he's been bad.
He's been okay. When he's a good game from Harden has been okay. He's 8 for 14. That's a good game.
Well, and he's
from
he
James
doesn't
Harden
have more turnovers than assists.
Yeah, that was a big story. I mean, that happens more often than you would think for a guy that has the ball in his hands nonstop. The funniest shit about that was Draymond. Draymond being yeah, you can't do that. And then Draymond, you actually had more games in your career with more turnovers than assists, and you hardly had the ball in your hands.
Yeah.
You catch it on the short roll every fourth possession.
Yeah. No, so and I hear you. Funny. I'm just saying, with the type of player that James Harden is and the type of turnovers he commits, if Josh Hart is just picking him up full court, and then you have OG or Bridges kind of meeting him at half court to try. I don't know how they're going to play this, but I just think they could jump the shit out of Harden and just take him out of the game and make Donovan Mitchell go one-on-one against either Bridges or Anunoby or Hart. And that's cool. That's sure Donovan Mitchell's going to go get his, but dude, that's not
I think they're okay with that, dude. I think they're okay with that because
Detroit did that.
Detroit did that.
Yeah, but Detroit
later
didn't
in
do
the
that
series.
with two of the best perimeter defenders in the league.
Yeah, but you're saying that James, like 6'6", James Harden can't get a pass off to a short rolling Mobley.
Well, no, I'm not saying he can't do that. I'm not saying he can't do that. I'm saying it's going to be very, very hard. It's going to be a lot harder than it was against Detroit. And Harden struggled against Detroit. I'm saying Harden has already struggled with lesser versions of what they're about to see. I'm thinking like, look,
of
what they've had to go through.
If you put OG or McHale on Harden and you have them jump, like doubling off of a pick and roll, essentially is what you're saying, right? Who's on the Who's on the back end? It means you have Brunson back there. It means you have Cat back there, like dealing with Mobley with essentially in a 4-on-3. And Mobley actually, like, I was surprised he passed really, really well out of the short roll because Detroit started jumping Harden because Harden was getting to the rim and he was, throwing lobs, like he was killing him in the pick and roll. So he started jumping him and they hit Mobley on the short roll and he just made good decisions. He hit a few threes. Sure. He found guys, but you're right. They could effectively take Harden out of the game. And I think they could just guard him one-on-one and take him out of the game. Like I think OG or McHale is good enough to play through screens, whatever.
Yeah. But no, what I'm saying is like the Cavs, they went to 7 against this Pistons team that is like sort of a baby version of the Knicks. And the Knicks do what the Pistons do, but better. So like when you're talking about like, okay, who's on the backside help, I would say Karl Anthony Towns and Mitchell Robinson are way more reliable help defenders than Jalen Duren or Reed or Isaiah Stewart. Like those guys are way more experienced in these moments. And I just think, dude, I don't know. I just think that the Cavs have had tough sledding to get here, and it's been teams that do things not as well as the Knicks are about to do. So I would say I think the Knicks are going to, and yes, to J Dude's point, J Dude is in the chat now. What the hell is up, J Dude? He said Jalen Tyson is the X factor. Mobley plays scared. Coutinho Mobley is better in my opinion. And then he said Cavs are hella tired. They've played 14 games. That actually is a great point, J Dude. That's what I'm saying. The Cavs have had to really scrap to get here, and now they're going to see the best version of the teams that they've seen to get here.
One of my favorite sayings in playoff sports is rest versus rust.
Mm-hmm.
If you sweep someone or if you have a first round bye in the NFL, like sure you're rested, but the other team is like they're in it. They're battle tested. Yeah. They feel they're like, hey man, this is just what we do. We just play basketball games like every other day. And that can be a part of it.
I think the Cavs will at least get a game off of them. My prediction is 2. I wouldn't be shocked if it was a gentleman's sweep. I would be surprised if it went 7, but I'm going to take the Knicks either way. Rascal Flatts or Nickelback? Great cue.
I just saw that.
Nickelback.
I'll go Nickelback. You said.
Yeah,
I'll go Nickelback. I'll go. Give me Animals. Dun, 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 dun. Come on, baby, get in. But yeah, I think the coolest part about this point in the playoffs is when a new series starts and we've seen what teams have done to get there. Yeah. And to start saying, okay, well, what are they going to do against this matchup? Because like we said, especially in the East where there is a lot of parity and it's like the one team that was the juggernaut over there is out. And maybe the 2 teams that we thought might be juggernauts are out. Mm-hmm. And so now you have the 4 and the 3 and the 4 seed duking it out to see who's going to go to the finals. It's like, I wonder what they're going to do. I wonder how these matchups are going to work. I wonder if OG and McHale are going to who's going to guard James Harden? Who is Evan Mobley going to be an issue because the Cavs go 2 big lineup pretty often. Yeah, a lot of Mobley and Allen on the floor at the same time. Totally. And the Knicks are like a Robinson or Cat and never together. Yeah. So no, it's gonna be a fun series. It's been a good playoffs so far. And I gotta go. That's it. Yeah. For me. We got an hour 18 out of you. I'm thankful.
Hey, we did it. We did the early, we got one out before I had to go. It's awesome. Thank you, chatters, for joining. Thank you.
Everyone say out loud right now, good luck, Connor, while you're listening to this. Say good luck, Connor.
I heard all of it. I felt the love in the universe.
Felt the vibrations.
Yes. I'm on a higher frequency now. Thank you, everybody.
Well, hey, safe travels, man. Enjoy the dog shit state of Oklahoma.
It's gonna be fun. I'm going to Oklahoma and then Nashville right after to go film something out there and see my buddy.
Heck yeah. Bye, Connor. I'm probably going to stick around. I might talk a little bit more about some random bullshit. Yeah. See you, Connor. Well, now the show can really start. All right. Oh, I'm realizing my camera's like catching a little bit of the. There we go. That's better, I guess. Oh, man. Well, everyone, now it's just me. Yeah, we talked a lot of basketball. I don't know if I want to talk any more basketball. Other than that, I don't know if anyone watched the PGA Championship. Always cool to see a guy who hasn't won a major win a major. I think a lot of golf purists are like, oh, I want Rory. Are we about to get pegged? Swaggy time. No, not quite. But like, oh, I really want to see Rory win another one. I really want to see this guy win one. I need to see this guy win this. He hasn't won this one yet, or whatever. But we got an Aaron Rye PGA Championship win in a like 80-foot putt to really clinch the dub as he finished out. But yeah, that was cool. Really, we talked so much basketball, and that's really the thing that I usually will talk about after Connor leaves. But with no football, and he didn't talk about soccer. We kind of talked about all the basketball that there is to be talked about. Oh, we could do a little prospect talk. I could pull up the old big board here. I probably won't stay on for too much longer just because my back is killing me. My back is messed up. I've been lifting with a buddy a lot, and I've been doing some heavy leg lifting, and I think I ruined my back. I think I slipped a disc. Legitimately. I did something, but I can't move. If I sit in this chair, I can't sit in this chair for too long because my back just like tightens up. It's so brutal. Ugh. But man, I've been diving down the in my spare time. I've been diving down the old draft prospect profile, just getting ready for post playoffs when there's not much to talk about. So and then we got like the draft a month and some change out. Man, I think we might see a shocker in this draft. This might be a draft where we see Peterson drop to like 4. I could see, and I think Peterson is I think he's just as talented as Debonsa is, but I think Debonsa has the edge, obviously, just talent in general, like just straight basketball, but all the off the court stuff with Peterson of just like, oh, I'm hurt. I actually don't really want to play that bad. Actually, I just want to, sit out because I don't want to have my draft stock drop. I don't want to get hurt, whatever. I think that's dropped his stock considerably, maybe more than people think. And I think Cam Boozer goes 3 no matter what to Memphis. I think he's a good fit there. I think they're looking to kind of reinvent themselves after trading Jaren. You get a really, really good piece that is the lowest ceiling, but the highest floor of this draft for sure. Like I think Cam Boozer could go to the NBA right now and give you like 13, 8, and 5. I think with minutes, of course. But I think he's a good piece to have. I think any team that's looking to win is looking at Cam Boozer. Any team that already has like hey, we have our guys, and now it's time to start winning. They would be stoked about getting Cam Boozer. And I think Memphis is kind of like, they have a guy. They have Ja. I think how long he's going to be there. His leash is pretty short right now. He's been hurt a lot. He can't stay out of trouble, obviously. But a guy like Cam Boozer is a perfect piece for them where they can, give it a go with Ja still. And then if it doesn't work out, guess what? You still have a pretty decent supporting cast. You got some good pieces from Utah as well. And we'll be bad for another year, and then we'll take a swing at another big prospect, another guy that could possibly be our number 1. The guy that I think could jump up possibly to 2 is Caleb Wilson. I think that Caleb has a chance of of being like I'm not going to say the best player in this draft, but being just as good as Debonsa. I mean, I think we just forget about him because he didn't play in March. He got hurt at the end of the season with UNC, but he's a 6'10" guy, and they have him listed on here as a power forward center. He's not a power forward center. He's a small forward, power forward. He just happens to be 6'10". He reminds me of Paolo a little bit in a sense of like he's not like big and strong like him, but he's got a good handle. He likes to play on the perimeter, and I think he's just such a terror getting downhill that he's going to be a handful for any team to have to guard. But I could see Caleb Wilson jumping up to 2. Like I can see this feels like a Danny Ainge. Like, yeah, we don't like Peterson's attitude. We already took a swing on the attitude kid with Bailey, and Ace Bailey really hasn't, been like what we thought he would be. We got a steal with him, fall into 5 or whatever. I think he fell to 5, and it's been a slower burn than like, oh my gosh, we got this kid, he's so talented, and we got him all the way at 5. I was like, no, he feels like a fifth overall pick, maybe actually a little bit worse than that. Like the 2 best players in the draft were Khan and Coop, and then Dylan. Obviously, I mean Dylan might be one of the better players, but yeah, it feels like the draft was as it should have been. Like Ace Bailey feels like he's not better than the other guys that went ahead of him. Essentially, is what I'm saying. But Wilson could jump up, and also Acuff. A team like Utah that, like, I feel like they're trying to make Keontae George be like a guy, like their guy, but Keontae George is averaging 20 points a game because he's getting the volume of a guy that averages 20, 26, 27 a game. And I don't think Keontae George is a bad player, but if I'm Utah, it might be like hey, maybe we do trade Keontae, or we put him in a little bit of a different role here. And Keontae might be on a contract here. I have to check that out, but maybe we do that. Maybe we just go get Acuff because we know what he is. Peterson is like, yeah, he's going to be great, but the injuries, the attitude, I think it's just a risk. And in a draft like this, where it seems like there are so many guys, especially guards and point guards, that are like, yeah, he's probably going to be really good. Do you take the guy that's like, obviously better than these other guys, but has the question marks? So either way, that's been interesting. So many point guards though. Like after Caleb Wilson, when you look at the board, if things do go as planned and it goes Debonsa, Peterson, Boozer, Wilson, you have like 4 point guards in a row that are all probably going to go. And then a lot of other point guards too, not too like far down. You got Acuff, Keaton Wagler, Kingston Flemings, Michael Brown, Braden Burries, LeBaron Philon, and I think even some more after that. But like that's a run of like 5 picks where the best guys, like best talent available is just point guards. I think one of the more interesting things I've seen though is Ade Mara, the Michigan big man, jumping up to like pick number 5. I've seen Mara go as early as 5 to the Clippers just because the Clippers don't have a center. They traded Zubats. I think they got like Isaiah Jackson and some young guys. They got like a young German kid with a really long last name, but I've seen him go there. And then even like NBA Draft.net has him going 25th to the Lakers. And the combine was interesting for Mara. He's 7'3". He's a legit 7'3", and he tested in the agility drills pretty well. My buddy was texting me. He's like, because I'm like, he said, man, like watching Wemby makes me want to get like a big monster out there as a Mavs fan. I'm like, well, look, I think we already got Lively and we already got Gafford. I think we're pretty good on the center market unless we want to trade someone. And I'm not done, believing in Lively. I mean, he was hurt for a year, and I think, like, honestly, he probably wasn't actually hurt. They probably just sat him after he did get hurt because they're like, well, we need to lose, actually, because we're blowing this thing up. So I think Lively is going to be good for us next year. But yeah, I was saying Mara tested really well in the agility, and like, I think he could be close to Wemby. And I'm like, no, first off, no, he's not. No one is close to Wemby. You cannot compare anyone to Wemby. This is like everyone comparing everyone to Kevin Durant. Like comparing Kevon Looney to Kevin Durant because he was hitting jump shots in high school. No, let's calm down. But it is interesting. He moves better than I thought he did. He's 7'3". I think he's going to get pushed around. Like, I don't think he's as mobile as Chet is. And he's definitely, he's got a little more weight on him, but he's not strong either. Like, I don't think he's stronger than Chet. But he just might weigh a little bit more. Either way, he's interesting. This draft is just so full of talent that so many guys could go different places, especially the bigs, because it is so guard heavy. I mean, you got, like, looking further, it really, like, you have Peterson, Acuff, Flemings, Brown, Wagler, Braden Burries, Philon, and I think Burries is more of a true 2. He'll be a 2 in the NBA, but he's still like a combo guard. Even Cam Carr is a 2, even though he's huge. He's 6'6", with his like a 6'11" wingspan. Then you got like Malik Thomas, you got Bennett Sturts, you got Christian Anderson. Like this draft is so point guard heavy. Tyler Tanner too, from Vandy, the 6 foot tall Vandy point guard that actually was freaking booming on people. That'd be a fun pick for the Mavs. I could see the Mavs going Cam Carr at 9. I think my pick for the Mavs, if I had if I had like an ideal pick around where I think we're gonna where we're at 9, where I think the direction I think we'll go is probably Braden Burries. I think having a 1-2 combo guard to put next to Kyrie and Coop is ideal. And when I think about fit, I think that's the best fit for this team right now. I've heard a lot of Nate Ament. I've heard a lot of Cam Carr. I've heard a lot of LeBaron Philon. I've even heard a little bit of Ade Mara. But when you look at what we have right now, if we want to turn this thing into hey, this team actually looks like it might have something, which I think this fan base kind of desperately needs. I think if you're the GM here, you don't go best talent overall, you go fit. I think you go fit here to just have a somewhat of a promising season where you're not terrible and you're not actively trying to lose at the end of the year. I think you go Braden Burries because Cam Carr is awesome. You know, he's like a 6'6" scoring wing, feels kind of like Trey Murphy, honestly. And he's fun, but is he going to play over Coop? He kind of plays the same position as Coop. It seems like he needs the ball in his hands. Yaxel Lendenborg is another one I've heard of. Like, man, he's a Swiss Army knife, 6'10" power forward that shoots it well. He's going to be a great utility guy. Probably Yax will probably be a guy that is really good right away, and everyone's like, what the fuck? I think he'll probably end up going to OKC. And everyone's going to be like, well, they got another one of those guys that's just going to be on a rookie contract and he's going to be great for them. Probably might be the piece for them to be like, maybe we do just let Chet walk. That's a big swing on a take there that I'm making, but who knows? But yeah, that's another guy. Like, I don't. If Yax were to be a Mav, I don't think he's going to play over PJ. So like you're just drafting a depth guy. Like, this team needs guys that can slot into the starting lineup probably, and the missing piece is the 2. Like, Clay is not good enough to play the 2 and for more than 20 minutes a game these days. Like, he's just a 6-man-ish type guy, 20, 25 minutes. And I think obviously, and Burries is kind of similar to Clay. He's 6'5". He's good defensively. He's got a wider frame. He shoots the shit out of the ball, but he's shown a little bit more as a secondary ball handler than Clay. Like, he's not really just a pure shooter, but he's pretty close to that. I think he's a pure shooter that just can also do a little bit more. Like, what better of a mentor to have? Like, and with Burries, if he does work out, then you're looking at a starting lineup of Kyrie Irving, a promising, young shooting guard in Burries, and this is best case scenario, Cooper Flagg, PJ Washington, Derek Lively, or Daniel Gafford. I love that. I love that starting lineup. And you know, not too bad of a bench either. We got a lot of little guards. I think like Brandon Williams is one of the better off the bench, just like microwave scorers right now in the NBA. We got him on a nothing contract. Probably have to pay him. Probably put him on like an AJ Mitchell type deal. A little bit of a prove it deal. You got, of course, Nemhard. Just make sure I don't pull up the roster real quick. Make sure I don't leave anyone out. And then Najee Marshall as well is such a good depth piece. I mean, he started the entire year. He started at the 1 quite a bit. And then also, yeah, Christie. I mean, if we're in a position where Christie probably does start at the 2, even with Burries on the team, but that's a scary combo to have. Like if Burries works out, him off the bench or Christie off the bench, if we can hold on to Chris Middleton and get him, because his deal is expiring, I would love to sign Chris Middleton to a team-friendly vet deal. And, that's if he wants it. I'm sure there's a team out there that wants to take up some cap space and tank a little bit and just pay someone that'll probably pay Chris Middleton to go be a mercenary for them. But I think Chris has got a little bit left in the tank. I think he's the kind of guy that, like, if he would be willing to come out there with a second unit, or maybe you do start him and you bring Christie and Burries or whoever else off the bench, like, this team could be good. And I know this whole second half of this podcast has been Maverick talk, so we're gonna stick to the draft a little bit more. But I think the most intriguing part of this draft, outside of the big talent, to me, is you got OKC picking at 12, and probably the deepest draft in 5 to 10 years. At least the deepest presenting draft, because, to be honest, the draft is a crapshoot. Like, it is really just, you're guessing. Like, we can look at this draft and say this is the deepest draft in so long, and then in 5 years, not even 10 years, just like a few years, look back and be like, yeah, that draft actually it wasn't great. Now that we're looking at the way everything shook out, it wasn't that great. You just never know. I mean, I think the deepest drafts were the ones that no one really thought that much of after the top 3 picks. I mean, I don't even know. I'm trying to think, what is a draft that was better than people thought, and it wasn't really highly touted. And I don't want to go too far back because, I can't tell you, like, the 05 draft class was really good. So let's just look at the past 10 years. Let's see here. Let's do a little live research. This is usually the stuff I would do off camera for my content. I mean, the Shai draft, 2018. Let's look at the 2018 draft class. I should know this because I do a lot of what's it called? Like NBA 2K franchise stuff, like Eras mode. And I definitely was more well versed in this for a while, but it's just all gone out of my brain. The Luka draft, the Luka class. And this is when everyone was like, oh, the clear number 1 pick is DeAndre Ayton. And he was great in Phoenix, but since then it's been a little iffy. Bagley went 2 over Luka. And then you got Luka at 3 to Atlanta, eventually traded to Dallas. Jaren Jackson. Dude, this run, Luka, Jaren Jackson, Trae Young. You got Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter Jr., Colin Sexton, Mikal Bridges, then Shai at 11, Miles Bridges, Michael Porter Jr., Dante DiVincenzo, Grayson Allen, Anthony Simons, Mo Wagner. I don't know why I said Mo. I skipped over guys better than Mo. Landry Shamet, dude. I feel like he's old, but he's not. He's not at all. Rob Williams, Time Lord. Who else? Shout out Omari Spellman. And then you got Brunson at 33. Like Mitchell Robinson, Vando, Hami Diallo. I believed in Hami Diallo. And then I think that's just about it as far as guys that were decent. But that's a very, very deep class. And I think at the time, no one really thought much of it. I think the big prize was Ayton, and it was like a 1 through 5 is going to be really good after that. Who cares? And we have an MVP coming out of that. You have multiple 20 points per game guys in Bridges, Michael Porter Jr., Colin Sexton, both Mikal and Miles Bridges, 20 points per game guys. Never forget the Brooklyn Nets, Mikal Bridges arc. where he was just going crazy for that second half of the year. But yeah, draft is a crapshoot, man. Especially when there's so many point guards. Like the league is already so chock full of guards. There's not a lot of teams that are like, man, you know what we need? We need a point guard. I mean, there's every team has a wealth of guards. So it's going to be a battle. They got to prove that they're better than these other guys with probably less or equal to minutes. They're not just going to be given the keys and be like, hey, well, we need a point guard, so here you go. Golly, man, that run of Acuff, Wagler, Flemings, Brown, that's 4 point guards that'll probably go back to back to back to back. And you still got Burries and Philon in the mix that could go up there as well above Steinbach. Like Milwaukee it looks like they're slotted to get Steinbach, the big man from Washington. We'll see about that. I mean, I could see them taking a guard. I know they got Rollins. I could see if the Mavs don't take Burries, I could see them taking Burries. Rollins is great and everything, but never hurts to have another combo. Let's check Tankathon here. I want to compare and contrast my two most trusted sources. My most trusted source is NBADraft.net. I like their player profiles more than anyone else. But it's funny, yeah, like Tankathon's got Keaton Wagler going 5th to the Clippers. And then Kingston Fleming's going to Brooklyn. I think Brooklyn took point guards in 3 of their last 4 draft picks. I think they went Demon, Ben Seraph, Nolan Traore, and Danny Wolf in last year's draft. I think those were their 4 picks. And then they are probably going to take either Keaton Wagler or Kingston Flemings. But yeah, Tankathon's got Acuff going to the Kings at 7, Burries going to the Hawks, and then the Mavs taking Michael Brown Jr. And then Ament going to the Bucks, Lendenborg going to the Warriors, the New Zealand kid going to the Thunder. I mean, it's just, there's so much talent. It's just all over the place, man. Who freaking knows? Well, I talked for an extra almost 30 minutes or so on the draft. My back is killing me. Shout out to anyone who made it this far. Obviously, if you haven't already, like and subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify. Leave a comment. Leave a comment if you made it this far, telling me your favorite like childhood fast food order. That was like you're in the car coming home from soccer practice and your mom doesn't say that we have plenty of food at home and you do get to go to a fast food place. Where are you going? What are you getting? Let me know. Let me know in YouTube comments, Spotify comments. I love reading the Spotify comments, by the way. They crack me up. I don't think Connor is even logged in. I don't think he has access to any of that stuff. So he doesn't see it. I'll tell him about the funny ones, though. Either way, I love all of you. Great stuff for my co-host, Connor, for all the shorties out there.